What's up? We are at episode number 9 now.
Yep.
This is getting fucking crazy. We're almost in the double digits. That means that we've said probably about 45 billion words. Because we've had almost every episode's been an hour except for the last one, which was only 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was a pretty good episode, though, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't remember anything that we talked about. I don't quite even remember what the name was. What was it? Oh, yeah. I ain't no goddamn son of a witch, which obviously is a Misfits reference. I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch from Where Eagles Dare. That's where that came from. So we were supposed to have a third friend come in, and I got him a job working with us, and then he just got out of prison like 2 weeks ago. So he just found out the other day now that he's got to go to a rehab for 90 fucking days, which I guess wasn't on his plea agreement that he accepted, none of the shit. So obviously it's going to be another 90 days before he's dealing with us here. He's also a really good artist who's done most of my tattoos.
Hopefully mine too soon.
Yeah. And he's supposed to do a chest piece. I'm getting a fucking badass owl and shit.
Did they tell him where he has to be going, or?
They just said that he's going to go to Phoenix somewhere. I told him because if it's not ordered by the judge, this is completely up to parole.
Oh, so they're going to send him wherever they want?
Yeah, because when I had to go to rehab, I was in drug court, and the drug court judge was like, you have to go to rehab,
right?
Complete at least 30 days. And my probation officer was like, I mean, I don't think you need to go, but since it was ordered by the judge, you have to go. Just like my community service, it's like some people, you can hit up the judge and then have the judge say, oh, you can just pay $10 for every hour. That's how you pay off your...
Yeah, that's what I was doing when I was a juvenile.
Yeah, see, I asked about doing that because I didn't want to fucking do it because I had a full-time job, and they were like, no.
Dude, I would legitimately be Slim's age by the time I got done paying that shit off.
Yeah, no shit. Mine was like, I didn't have any like fines, just the normal probation fines, but I had 100 hours of community service, and I thought that was a lot, but then I got in there and there was people with like 12,000 hours, and it's like, okay, so you just can't have a job. You work here forever now. You'll never have another fucking job. You're going to be at St. Vincent, a fucking thrift store for the rest of your life working for free. And like that dude lives in a fucking RV on their property. Like he's going to be working there forever. He's a fucking alcoholic tweaker, and he just lives outside of this fucking place.
Shit's depressing.
That's that's the fucking world. There's a lot of people like that.
That's really fucking shitty that they're not telling him where he should go. Because like I was telling you, if he was able to go to the one I went to, which was fucking great, I feel like he would love it there, bro.
Yeah, I was telling him about it to bring it up to his parole officer, and then maybe they'll be cool and let him go there. Because I don't know if the parole office works with this fucking place specifically, because that's where
so it's pretty much almost be like a halfway house.
Yeah,
at that point, that's what
I think you go through. There's like a phase. You go through the actual rehab, and then you go into a halfway house for like the last bit of it.
So you go to you're an inpatient, and then you go to an outpatient, some shit like that.
Yeah, kinda, because you're still technically in their facility, but you have a little more freedom. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it goes through phases, kind of like what I went through.
90 days is a long fucking time to just go to fucking class. There's not that much they can say to you. It's like, deal with your impulse control problem, cognitive fucking what do they call it? Cognitive dissonance. You have cognitive behavioral issues, impulse control problems. You need to figure out what your triggers are, and you need to stay away from these things. That's really it's what the fucking deal is. You're not going to quit doing the shit until you're done doing it. Like you can send a drug addict to jail, they're going to keep doing the drugs most of the time. It's until that there's a huge risk of them going away for a long time, that there's a possibility
Yeah.
that they'll stop doing it. Otherwise, if they're just like, fuck it, there's drugs in prison,
Yeah.
we'll just go through the whole thing knowing that when I get arrested, I'm going to go to prison. As long as you have someone on the outside that's going to fucking support you in there. Otherwise, you're just risking getting your fucking ass kicked by racking up drug debt.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to do.
Fuck no.
You don't want to rack up debt with the race, because that's basically how it works, is your race is the ones that are going to fuck you up. Especially if you're dealing with another race buying drugs from them. That's got to be fucking...
Oh, yeah. And
that's a death sentence in there.
I mean, they could ask for permission to do it, and if it doesn't go down that way, then it'll just start a whole fucking slew of trouble with an entire
and then
race.
You're fucked off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not even fucking worth it to try. So, Juan was telling me about this fucking thing that's on Netflix. I had heard about it, but I didn't know exactly what it was about. What was it called? American Family?
American Murder Family Next Door.
Yeah,
or
American
some
Murder
shit like
Family
that.
Next Door, about Chris Watts and Shanann and Cece and Belle.
Yeah.
And I watched a little bit of it today. I watched like the majority of it, and then I read a synopsis on the whole thing. And I was sitting there with my son, my 2-year-old son. I'm fucking sitting there watching this shit, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude.
Yeah, bro.
They showed videos of this guy, like his kids hugging him, and fucking his wife telling him all this shit, like, I'll do anything to save our marriage, and our kids love you, and I miss seeing you having fun with the kids.
Yeah. So
knowing that this fucking guy choked his kids to death, like one by one.
Yeah, this dude, Chris Watts, was pretty much fucking. I guess his marriage was going downhill, right?
Well, he was cheating on her.
Yeah, he was having an affair with another woman and shit. And I don't know if you got to the part, like when all that shit happened, she came back from somewhere with the kids.
Yeah, South Carolina or some shit.
Dude, and they fought about it, and he ended up killing her and then killing the kids. And that same day that all that shit happened, he's calling a real estate agent trying to get rid of the house and shit.
Fuck.
And
yeah, I didn't get to that part where they like. I got to the part where they were interrogating him, and they were like, "Look, dude, 90% of the time, when a wife and kids go missing, it's the other person in the house. It's the dad, or if the kids go missing and the dad's still alive, and it's one of the fucking parents. You know what I mean?" And so I think that was the part where he like tried to say, "Oh, well, what happened was she killed my kids."
Yeah,
so then I fucking killed her.
Right.
Like, okay, that's even more fucked up that he tried to pin the child murder on his fucking wife. Like, that's a straight up bitch fucking move to do.
Dude, he fucking, the way that they got him too, because what was it? They had his dad come into the interrogation room, and he's like, I need to talk to my father. So his dad comes in, and he starts telling him, like, his dad's like, dude, what? You need to tell me what happened. And he was pretty much snitched himself out. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When I read the synopsis, that's what it was saying. I didn't quite understand, but it said like someone's dad was in there. I didn't know if it was the Shanann's dad or if it was his dad.
Yeah, it was Chris's dad.
So Chris's dad goes in there and he's like, bitch, you fucking did this shit, didn't you?
He was like, I killed her, and I got rid of the body after fucking. He was pretty much trying to pin it on her for the kids, but he was like, I didn't know what to do. I freaked out, so I went and got rid of the bodies. And that's when they come in and they're like, look, dude,
we heard you.
We heard you.
Obviously, you're in an interrogation room. That's what the fuck goes on in here. So because the first thing they show was her getting home from the trip.
Yeah.
And walking in the door in the early morning. And then he had the conversation with her like, oh, this isn't working out. We need to take some time apart kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what he was trying to set it up like, oh, then she just left. She was like, okay, well, then I'm just going to make it look like you fucking killed me and took the kids.
Yeah.
But really what happened was she probably found out he was cheating, right? Did they ever say that?
I think she had an idea that that's what was going down, but
yeah, they were saying that she had an inkling that shit was going wrong. She just didn't know exactly what it was. So she probably found out he was cheating. And then he was like, well, I'm just going to fucking choke you. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, is it cool if I just choke you real quick?
yeah.
And then she was like, sure. And then he did it, and then it went too far.
It's fucked up too.
So they
'cause
had makeup sex,
dude,
and
they're
he took it too far.
They're fucking. His kid was watching him murder their mother, dude.
That's the shittiest part was when they said that the kid, when he killed Cece, the younger one, then Belle asked what happened to Cece, and then he kills her, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ!
I was watching
how
it.
do you bring yourself to do that?
Dude, did you see the part in the beginning when he pulls his truck backwards, right?
Yeah.
And there's like the security camera of him doing that.
The neighbor
Was
camera,
like, he's acting really fucking weird. Like, I've never
he's
seen it. And
rocking back and forth and talking a lot.
He never pulls his truck back. I guess what he had done though, he had fucking put the mom, Shanann's body on the floor on the back seat. And I guess the girls were still alive with her right there on the floor. And the girl asked her, "Is mommy okay?" And that's when he took her out, bro. Took them out there to get rid of the body, and he ended up doing that. And
he killed the kids out there?
I think so.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
That shit sucks too. But the most disturbing part to me, like, was the fact that he's getting fucking interviewed on television, bro. And they're like asking him.
It's like, yeah, dude, she's okay. You know what I mean? I just want her back.
Yeah,
that's all.
Back.
Please,
dude. If it was,
everything's good though.
I don't, whatever. Like,
that's sociopathy. Is what that is.
Any normal fucking person would be frantic, bro. I know I would be. I'd be fucking freaking out.
I feel like if I killed my wife, I could probably muster up like some tears. Like, I could definitely make it seem, because I'm putting myself in the position that I'm so angry at her that I could murder her, and I've been there. You know what I mean? I've been so angry that I wish nothing but bad things. Okay? And that, I mean, she's my wife, whatever, but there's also that. And pretty much every fucking marriage has those moments where you're like, ooh, I could just, fucking end it all, bitch. You don't know how good you got it, lady.
Yeah.
You could do all of those things. But my kid, I've never been to the point, there'd be nothing that can happen that would make me hurt one of my fucking kids, though. No matter how much of a cunt like the mother of my other kid ever was, or this one that I'm with now. But if that were to happen, the kid would never be fucking dead. Okay? I don't give a fuck what happens. I'll go to prison as long as the kid's alive.
Dude, just imagine how fucked those kids would be though. Like if that shit, like
if they survived,
if they didn't die, bro. Like imagine how fucked they would be, like
from seeing their mom dead.
Yeah.
Maybe Cece might not know because she was really young, but they were saying that Belle was like, pretty much, she was getting it. Like she was old enough to get it. But this also isn't the first thing. This shit happens all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But there's worse people out there too. There was the, what the fuck was it called? The Joseph Fritzl story. This shit I saw on Netflix I think it was about a year or two ago when it came out. And it's this fucking guy had his kid, and then he convinced his wife that the kid ran away, but he really built like a bunker under his house. He transformed his basement into a fucking dungeon. So this girl grew up in a fucking room, and he would impregnate her over and over again to where she had like 3 kids, I think. He had her down there for 24 years.
From her father, bro.
Yeah, her dad. And then she finally got away because she convinced him, it was like one of the kids was sick. So she convinced him to let her go with the kid and him to the hospital. And she was able to fucking let people know that some weird shit was going down. And then he finally got fucking popped for it. But it's like the sickness that you have to fucking have inside of you to want to have sex with your own kid.
Yeah, it's fucking
is
awful.
Insane. But to ruin their entire life, to trap them in a fucking basement and do all of that shit, that's another fucking level of just depravity that's insane.
Yeah.
And then Jodi Arias was like,
was it Casey Anthony? Casey Anthony's the one who killed her fucking
Casey Anthony killed Kaylee Anthony.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all know the other big mistrial was O.J. Simpson. Casey Anthony, O.J. Simpson obviously murdered Nicole Brown. Obviously, he fucking murdered. But they fucked up and did the whole glove thing, and he was like, "Yep, the glove doesn't fit. I didn't stab that cunt."
Yeah.
And then Casey Anthony, obviously murdered her fucking daughter, and then she was out partying and blowing dudes.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes after, she's like, kills her kid, and then goes and sucks a bunch of dicks. Tells they lies about her job, that she worked at Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland or some shit. Or Six Flags. She worked at a fucking theme park. She didn't even fucking work there. So she lied about everything. And they were like, she's kind of hot though, so let's just say she didn't fucking do it. And then Andrea Yates, that fucking crazy cunt, that's probably the top of the food chain as far as crazy ass moms go. Like, yeah, there's crazy moms that, like, you know, yell at their kids and they punch drywall and shit. But then there's moms that have small children coupled with postpartum depression, and they just don't want to fucking go to a doctor and be like, I hate my kids. Even though it's not your fucking deal, it's your fucked up brain.
Yeah.
All the hormones doing that shit fucks you up. So if that shit's going on, get the fuck out of the situation and get it changed before this shit happens, where she systematically drowned 5 of her fucking kids. And the other kids are just like, what's going on? Like, he doesn't look great.
Yeah.
And then, hey, Mom, you giving me a bath? Nope. This is the end of your life. Ever. Yeah, this bath hurts, Mom.
What are you doing? I'm just fucking cleaning you.
Yeah, like, you're real dirty. Yeah. So, yeah, those types of things are crazy. Obviously, there's murders out of like crimes of passion. You know, that's like the husband-wife killings or crimes of passion. Usually someone's cheating or someone wants the relationship over. Life insurance is another big fucking deal. That's why I'm never getting fucking life insurance. Leave me alone. You're never getting it. Because as soon as you get life insurance, you're going to die within 2 months. You ever fucking watch Forensic Files? Yeah. Don't fucking do it. If you sign that paper, you're signing your own death warrant. You're fucking dead. You can't do it. There's no reason. Especially if you're 30, you're 36, and you're fucking filling out a $1 million life insurance. It's supposed to take care of your funeral expenses, not buy a fucking mansion and a pound of Coke. Jesus.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, dude, a pound of Coke. That reminds me. So my friend got this phone call, okay?
Oh, fuck.
So I'm working, and I look around. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? And then about 20 minutes later, I see him walk up on the roof, and I'm like, hey, where the fuck were you? And he's got a piece of paper, and he's like, yeah, I got this phone call. I could see writing on the paper. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He's like, yeah, I got this phone call. They were telling me that my social security number has been frozen, that they used my credit card that he doesn't even have to rent a car, and then 10 pounds of cocaine were found in the car. A hotel room with a gun and blood all over it was found, tied to his name, but he was in prison. So obviously it wasn't him. So they called him. The Social Security Administration called him because 10 pounds of cocaine were found. Cocaine's not measured in pounds. First of all, they measure it in kilos.
Yeah.
Second of all, what the fuck does the Social Security Administration have to do with cocaine? Okay? And they were like, oh, well, the DEA is going to get in contact with you. Also, the SSA will never fucking call you unless you put in a request for them to fucking call you. So if anybody out there gets that shit, that's what the fuck's going on. And there's this dude named Kit Boga, Kitboga. Hilarious fucking videos. He's like a computer genius. He disguises his voice and he like strings these people along, and it is the funniest shit ever. He freaks these people out, these fucking guys that are in Delhi, mostly Delhi, India, and they lose their fucking minds, just screaming, "You shut the fuck up, you stupid fucking bitch!" And he's just like, "Why would you talk to me like that?" But it's like there's like a few specific scams that run, but it's like, what the fuck do they think like Americans are? If that kind of shit is what they're saying, that they think we're going to fall for it. Because they tried it to me. This was about, 8 months ago. I got a call, and I just kept pressing 0 to get to a person. And then it was just really loud in the background. So it's like he's out in the middle of a fucking bazaar in India, and he's just on a shitty track phone like, yes, your social security number is being frozen. And I was like, no, that doesn't sound like a thing that happens. And then I just kept telling him, your fucking God's going to punish you. You know what? Muhammad is going to fucking punish you for this. There's no virgins waiting in heaven for you. You're a fucking evil, evil fucking person trying to steal money. And I was like, I didn't even get how the fuck they thought they were going to get money until I watched this guy's videos, and he explains the entire scam through the process, because he lets them go through it, because he creates a fake bank account. It's like they are allowing him to bribe them. Like, you just give us $2,000 on Target gift cards.
Yeah.
You wrap them in, or you get the money out of the bank, you wrap it in tin foil, and then you fucking take it to FedEx and you send it. And they're like, oh no, we're in Florida. And the guy's always like hardcore thick Indian accent, and he's like, yeah, my name's Steve. And I'm like, I don't think that your real name is Steve. They do explain it sometimes, like, my name is too hard for you to pronounce, so you can call me Raymond. That was one of the last ones I watched, was fucking Raymond. But yeah, so he fell for that shit. I guess he didn't give like a lot of information, but what they were doing was they were saying, we're going to call you back when you're by a computer. So then you can log into your bank and then just real quick, or no, what the deal is you can log into your bank. We're going to refund you the money for the hotel room and for the rented car, because this was a fraud thing, obviously. So we're going to give you your money back. So just open up your bank account, and then if you go on the internet and you go to a person's, if you go to your bank account, you can click on the screen, you right click on the screen, and then you go to inspect, then you just change the HTML. So there'll be the dollar amount there. You just change the dollar amount in the HTML, you hit enter, and then for momentarily until you refresh the page, that number will show up on your screen. So that's what they do. They have the tool to get onto your computer through your IP, and then they do this so they think you can't see the screen, but this guy has the fucking the software to be able to witness what they're doing, and he watches them go through the HTML, change the fucking numbers, and all they're doing is taking money from your savings and putting it into your checkings, and then being like, oh no, look at the checking amount is so high, you have to send us some of that money back. And people are fucking buying this shit, I guess, which is insane.
Fucking, I don't think it's not along this lines, but have you seen the James Beich, like, I think is his name, he's on a TED Talk where he's getting like spam
or is it
emails.
Fucking TEDx?
Yeah, he's getting the spam emails, bro, and he's like replying to all of them.
Oh.
And they're like, we need your help, like this, I'm from like this government country, and he's like, oh yeah, no, of course, I'm down. He's like, well, can you do it today? It's like, nah, I'm gonna go pick up a free toaster like tomorrow.
See, what the thing is there's a script that you buy.
Yeah,
it costs $1,500 to buy that script, and then you pay for phone numbers of people that are octogenarian, so people in their 70s, 80s. You can buy their information so you can fucking try to scam money out of them. And there's a lot of people that fall for it, I guess. Older people that don't quite understand how the internet works, really, I guess. But dude, so the debate happened a couple days ago. I watched it live on YouTube.
I watched some of it.
It was interesting. It was interesting to say the least. My deal is I think it would have been better if Trump would have let Joe Biden dig his own grave, because Joe Biden is a fucking moron when it comes to using words. He's not so great at it. I think it's because of the dementia and stuff like that. His brain just doesn't work like it should. Trump kept giving him good questions, and then he would keep interrupting, so Biden didn't have to say anything. But then everything got overtaken and overlooked because Trump said one pretty dumb thing. When the announcer, knowing the kind of person that Trump is, he's not going to say what you tell him to say. And the Chris Wallace, that fucking pussy cuck bitch of a fucking moderator, says, will you denounce white supremacists? And then Trump can't just say, I denounce white supremacists, because now he just said what that pussy said to say. So he says to Proud Boys, stand down and stand by. Now, when he said those things, I don't know if he meant what he said, meaning like stand by, like wait for the signal kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think because he said stand down, that's probably what he was going for. And they already tried the racist thing. They tried that in 2016. How well did that shit work? Find a better thing. He's a shitty person. He's not the best option for president, okay? But Joe Biden is a fucking, he's a marionette. He's got no brains in his fucking head. And he's a pussy. He's a beta bitch standing on that stage getting chewed up by Donald Trump. That's not the guy. Trump's not the guy either, okay? But God damn it, why didn't they put in Tulsi Gabbard? That fucking chick could have fucking debated circles around Trump because she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Why does it have to be a 70-year-old white piece of shit? Why does it have to be that guy? After all of the horribly dumb things that fucking Biden has said, all the fucking chauvinist, fucking dumb racist shit that Trump has said, I get it. He sounds like a fucking moron, okay? But he's at least he's a competent speaker. You don't have to you have to worry about Trump saying something too brutal, but Biden, you have to worry about him going off on a demented tangent that no one will be able to pull him back from. After the whole whatever flapjack incident, the knife-wielding 30s fucking gangster, the black kids rubbing his leg hair at a fucking community pool. And then this whole last thing that came up was he was at that fucking whatever rally thing, and he was like, you know how I know you know that I make great decisions because I married Jill and I put John through the academy. And then it was quiet. He goes, clap for that, you stupid bastards. And they all just,
yay.
Yeah, he just called us all stupid bastards because we didn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Fuck yeah.
Makes some sense. And then he keeps saying, oh, I've got this great plan for COVID. I could solve it. Oh, and all the violence and the death and everything going on in the fucking world right now. I could fix all of it. Okay, how? I'm waiting. Yeah. Oh, you don't have anything because you're going to start talking about something else because you're not with it up here. The lights aren't even on.
So they literally, from what I've been reading everywhere, because I didn't watch it, but I've been keeping up on it. They didn't accomplish a fucking thing, did they?
Okay, well, here's the other thing. People were talking as if this is the first presidential debate that went like this.
Right.
'Tis not.
Right.
Every single presidential debate is this. It's a elementary school class president debate. It ends up being like, well, I'll say that all lunch will be free in 4 recesses. That's what this ends up being. It's just people say, that's how Obama put out so many promises and then did nothing.
That's what America wants, though. 4 recesses, bro.
We do. We need 4 recesses. But neither of these guys are the guys to get the fucking recesses.
Yeah.
Biden's not going to do anything. He's going to die the second he gets fucking elected. And now Trump's got COVID.
Yeah.
He's probably going to die before the election. But there's no fucking way anybody's voting for Mike Pence. Obviously a closeted homosexual who hates gay people. He sounds like he's in the Westboro Baptist Church, this fucking guy. Nobody's going to fucking vote for Mike Pence.
So wait.
He picked the worst vice president in the world.
So Donald and his fucking wife.
Ivanka, or no, Melania.
They both got it?
They both have it, yeah.
What?
And now they're saying he knew that he had COVID and he still went there, and that there's 25 cases connected to him having COVID because he didn't wear a mask. But the I just don't know. I mean, none of that's proven shit. This is all just shit that's on the fucking news, and nothing on the fucking news can be believed by Fox, by CNN, whatever the fuck that one is that's super Republican. None of them you can fucking believe. You have to, you can't even listen to what the people say. You have to like look at their policies and then subtract 70% of them, because none of it, all of it never goes through. There's never a fucking point where the president does everything they're going to say. Like, but I think that if they would have put Tulsi Gabbard up there would have been a fucking shot for Tulsi Gabbard to have become the fucking president. And she would have been the first female president, and it would have been somebody that everybody could get behind, because she's not so far left and she's not like on the right, but she has some thoughts that lean a little more right. I usually fall a little more on the libertarian side of things, which sometimes falls to the right, but there's also so much shit I disagree with on both fucking sides. The two-party system is a fucking joke, because no two Democrats are the same and no two Republicans are the same. I mean, there are some that are the same, but you know what I mean. I mean that the majority of people that call themselves one thing, they're not similar. There's a pocket of these people, and they all fall on this side, and then there's the same shit on the left. There's no common theme throughout all of the two-party system. But obviously, I mean, an independent would never fucking fly either, because they're like, stick to the Constitution, which is fucking over 300 years old. 1776? Shit's not the same anymore. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that it was interesting, but again, it was just it was what I expected. It was going to be Trump interrupting too much and not letting Biden say some more really racist shit or some more just demented shit. Because if you don't know if you're voting for Biden or not, you ain't black.
Yeah. So like, let's say these two, I know this is like super random, but let's say these two went into the ring. You remember like in Family Guy?
What, they're going to fight each other?
Well, yeah. But remember in Family Guy when the pervert,
Herbert?
Yeah, Herbert the pervert, and he fights the fucking
the Nazi?
dude. Like,
yeah.
That's how it would go down, bro.
Oh, yeah. I think Trump would probably win because, I don't know, Trump's just got more anger and fire to him, obviously.
I think that's the way we should figure out, like.
For real. I think Joe Rogan should be president.
Ooh, dude.
Why the fuck?
I'll back that.
Who wouldn't vote for Joe Rogan for president?
It's true.
Everybody who listens to his fucking podcast would vote for him.
Which is
I mean, we're felons,
people.
But maybe they could change that fucking rule and allow felons to fucking vote. Especially felons who were reformed. I haven't been to fucking jail since 2017. Okay? Is 3 years not enough? I've had a steady job for 3 fucking years. And I still can't fucking vote. I couldn't carry a gun even if I wanted to because I have my medical marijuana card and I'm in Arizona. I need it. I can't just have fucking weed or I'll go to fucking prison. This is the fucking drive around state. If you have drugs, drive the fuck around.
Yeah. They always make that joke about the cactuses who are like this. It's because they're running from something, dude.
Yeah, Arizona.
Yeah.
They're running from this fucking place.
Or they're telling you to stop. You know what I mean?
Hammer time?
Exactly.
That's pretty much what they're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fucking shit show, man. I'm nervous because, yeah, so many people hate. It's such a polarizing person. So many people hate Trump. And it might just be because that's the media's thing. The media really fucking hates Trump. So that's kind of just what we see constantly. But everybody that I talk to in person just really hates Biden but they don't like Trump. That's the other thing.
Dude, so like my wife, like I'll ask her about the debate and she's like, why? What smart ass shit do you have to say about Trump this time? I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'd rather him be president than that fucking old geezer than.
Yeah, they're
like,
both old geezers.
I know,
That's the
but
problem.
like that other.
I'd rather have an alpha because at this point, the only thing you can take away is one of them's an alpha, one of them's a fucking beta. Yeah. I don't think we need a fucking beta right now. We don't need one. We've never really had I mean, Obama was an alpha, but he didn't follow through on a lot of shit. I like Obama, though. I would fucking hang out with Obama.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't care about the politics so much. I could give a fuck less, honestly. I'm so sick of hearing people fucking make all these fucking jokes. Now everybody's wishing, hoping that Trump dies from coronavirus. If that were anybody else in the world, you're hoping for a child to not have a fucking parent. It's just a shitty cocksucker thing to say. And I get it. It's jokes, but jokes also have to be funny. That's the fucking main part of a joke is you could say racist shit. You could say fucked up shit, but it has to be a clever joke. To just say something blatantly fucked up for shock value is hacky. That's just what that fucking is. Either way, it doesn't make that much of a fucking difference because he's not even like a real person to most people. He's such a huge overblown personality at this point that it's not even a fucking a real person. He's not a personified in human form because he's such a big over the top personality that's been on TV forever, you know? So it's hard to think about him as like a normal, how you think about a normal president.
Dude, that's why something too that I hate about like when people are like, you don't like Trump because of the fucking, remember he's like, we're going to build a border and we're going to have Mexico pay for it or whatever. I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, you live here.
I don't give a shit. I'm here already. What the fuck should I care about?
Yeah,
like,
they were not talking about taking Mexicans away from.
Yeah, well, everybody automatically fucking thinks like, you're Mexican, you must hate Trump. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Most of the time, the president it's never affected me directly because for so long I was just a drug addict with no job and nothing really to offer or to lose. And all I know now is that we have steady work, and we have for the last 3 years that Trump's been in office. And I know that a lot of the business owners, I mean, they're business owners, so of course they're on the upper end, and it's not really going to affect your life so much unless you care just about watching it on TV. Just because you say some dumb shit like Eddie Vedder said when it was Al Gore and George Bush. Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam was like, if fucking George Bush wins the presidency, I'm going to move to Canada. Guess where he still is? He's still fucking here. So just don't fucking say dumb shit if you're not going to fucking follow through with it. You just sound like a bitch. Don't be a bitch. That's how fucking easy it could be, is if everybody was just like not such a fucking cuck pussy that someone can say, don't be a bitch, dude. And you just go, oh, you're right, I am being kind of a fucking bitch, huh? I didn't even think about that. Like our kids. We're going to grow up. I mean, these kids are going to grow up and they're going to feel a certain way because of all of the way that their friends are growing up and the way that their parents are teaching them to behave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing is it seems that it was like an overcompensation because our parents were raised in kind of a shittier environment, like people that were born in the fucking 50s and 60s are our parents. So they grew up in a sort of hostile environment where things were unsafe and racism was still pretty popular. Let's just say that. At least when they were younger, like in the 60s and 70s, there was still a lot of racism going on. Then it was like overcompensation now that people that are my age that have kids, now there's this whole woke culture thing that's going on where people say you have to be so politically correct that you're not allowed to say anything out of school. You can't say one thing that goes against the popular idea of woke culture. You're not allowed. You have to use all of the proper pronouns for every single fucking group, even though all of these things are being pushed by one fucking group, for the most part, white youth. That's it. White youth are speaking for everybody else. There's all these other people have already assimilated with other cultures. They've already lived lives filled with diversity. When I was in fucking middle school, all of my friends were Mexican or black, and I had like 3 other white friends. Did that matter or change anything? Nope. They came over to my house. I went to their house. Their families were fucking great. Nothing was fucking different. The reason that everything's getting so fucking weird now is because now it's white people treating black people or Mexicans or Asians like they're charity cases. Like, oh, my white skin has to protect you from hearing horrible things. But you're making this shit offensive. If people are just making jokes, that's the main thing I'm talking about
From
here
hearing
is fucking
horrible
jokes.
things, like, wasn't like in the past, half of the horrible shit these people heard were from said white people.
Of course.
So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But that's what I'm saying. Now they're overcompensating. Now it's white guilt.
Right.
And then it's the whole thing of there's 78 genders now. Okay? There's 78 genders and pronouns, but there's two types of races in America. There's minorities and there's white privileged. There's no longer just a white person. I didn't have fucking privilege when I spent most of a year in fucking jail, when I had 6 police officers with guns drawn on me at one point when I was unarmed, sitting on a fucking couch asleep, and I woke up to flashlights and guns everywhere. When I was homeless, sleeping in cars, sleeping in parks in New Hampshire, where the fuck was all my white privilege at? I didn't have, not every person with white skin is fucking privileged, but that's how it comes across. No matter what the fuck you say, what you think, or how you feel doesn't matter. It's how you look to people on social media, and that they get to decide who the fuck you are and what you stand for.
The whole social media aspect of things, bro. There's like that. I've been wanting to fucking watch it. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe we could talk about it next time, but it's the fucking Social Dilemma.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
I've been fucking dying to watch it, bro, because it's pretty much just saying exactly what you're saying right now. Social media is fucking putting all this shit out there like that, and it's like, it's just like a corruption thing, bro. It's like corrupting everybody's fucking.
What it's doing is it's indoctrinating, I think, because it's social media is like a new religion. Because now it's like kids are 6, 7 years old and they have TikTok, they have Facebook, they have Instagram, they have fucking Twitter, they got Snapchat, they got Bumble, they got Grindr. These fucking kids, man, they're crazy. But so a 6, 7-year-old kid, and I know some that have, I mean, I don't hang out with kids, but family members. Excuse me. Anyway, so they have social media accounts on their cell phones, and they're 6, 7, 8 years old. Okay, around this area, 12 up to 12 years old that I know of in my family. So they're dealing with crazy things. I talked to an 8-year-old girl who had been hit on by men in their 20s over TikTok. Okay, that's fucking terrifying. So a kid is having to grow up at 7, 8 years old and deal with the idea of sexuality with pronouns. Because there was videos on Your Mom's House podcast where they were talking about this. There was a family, I think in Australia or England or something, and their kids were like 5, 6 years old. And every day they would go up to the kid and be like, honey, what pronoun do you feel like today? And she's a girl, by the way.
What?
This kid is a girl. She goes, do you feel like a girl, or do you feel like a girl, or do you feel like a boy? She was literally coaching. Do you feel like a girl, or do you feel like a boy? And she's like, well, you could just call me by my fucking name. That's what the girl said. Her name was like Madison.
So what the fuck?
She's like, do you feel like a girl or a boy? Well, you could just call me by my name. How about that? It's a 6-year-old kid. Why are you putting this pressure of a social construct on a child whose brain isn't fully developed? What is that kid going to grow up to be like? Strange.
Yeah.
Strange is one thing I can think.
Yeah.
Not fucking normal. It's not going to be well adjusted.
Confused.
And it's like people think that they get I know somebody in particular who I fucking love. You know what I mean? I love them so much.
Oh,
her. She kind of like, she literally, this isn't just my thought, because I've witnessed this happen multiple times, tries to force her daughter to shave her head, wear boys' clothing, say things like, I'm non-binary,
Oh, fuck me.
and then dress a little boy in tights, put pigtails in his hair. He's like 3 or 4. Doing all of this shit and putting out these ideas to children who have no interest in it at all. And this is the same thing with, there's this big fucking deal about people who got circumcised. Now it's genital mutilation, and you need to let that child decide. There was a person that said, oh God, this is going to make me throw up just saying this.
No, thanks.
A person said you have to ask your kid permission to change their fucking diaper? What? You're sexualizing a fucking baby, you sick fuck.
What?
Can I change your diaper?
So like, even
It's
if
a fucking toothless baby.
Yeah.
It's got gums, bitch.
yeah.
That kid can't fucking talk.
You're gonna talk. You're
So
gonna
you just
ask
leave
an
a shit
infant-
diaper?
yeah.
The kid's just got a filled fucking giant shit and piss filled diaper
You
because it
asked-
hasn't shook its head. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you ask this baby and it happens to go like this because it can barely
Oh,
hold its head up,
it
and it's like,
said
oh
no.
no, okay, cool, yeah, no, it's all right.
They said no. They said no because this baby is non-binary. It hasn't gotten a choice. You cannot have a gender reveal party before a child's born because it hasn't got to choose.
Gender reveal party with explosions.
Fuck you, idiot. Gender is not sexual identity, okay? Your gender is your physical body in that case.
Yeah,
This is a baby. It has no sexual identity. Do not put sexual connotation over a child. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is where pedophilia and shit comes in. Why are you giving a child the idea that it needs to think about its genitals so much that it has to put an identity with it? Don't you think that that's going to cause some kind of fucking problem? Like, that's going to create a rapist. We're going to have a fucking giant army of rapists out here because they're going to be so hyper-focused on sexuality from the age of before they can speak. And this is the same thing about these kids that they were asked, is it sexual assault if a kid asks you on a date? Yeah. That's what's happening now. The world is going to be a bunch of fucking people in prison and canceled because someone tried to make a friend. Like, hey, do you want to go hang out? I have to call the police. You raped me just now.
That's pretty much like along the lines like, imagine fucking opening the door for a woman, like, and they freak
I just
out
saw a
over that
post about that on Twitter. Swear to fucking God.
shit. Oh
How
shit.
dare you open a door for a woman because
Yeah.
she's fucking weak. And then fart rape.
Oh god.
When men fart, they're asserting their dominance over me. I've heard women that can fart louder than me. So fuck you. You're a pussy. That's all that is. It has nothing to do with your gender. It has to do with what you eat and how hard you push. You got to have heart.
I'm fucking proud of those though, you know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Who
Like,
fucking cares?
it's not
It's
like
a fart. If that's where you're judging
that's like
your level of your societal or economic range is by how loud you can fart, put a bullet in your temple.
it's like this. Hey, woman, check this one out. Loud ass fart. Yup.
And then she just goes,
Weak ass woman.
yeah, I just proved to you, you may be a doctor and I work at McDonald's, but I'm better than you because I farted louder.
Yeah.
Like, come on. If we're looking for equality, which is, I would love equality. That's part of my whole political belief is I think we should all be equal. Men, women, whatever gender you identify as, whatever race you happen to be, or any race you identify with. I don't give a shit. But I draw the line at age transgender or trans age, I think, if you say that you identify like as if I'm a 33-year-old man, but I identify as a 12-year-old boy. No, you do not. That's wrong. That's you just trying to excuse and justify being a fucking pedophile. Okay? So you stop it.
What about like people who like their brains really didn't develop all the way.
That's like drug addicts, a lot of them. But I mean, I swear that my emotional development and everything, I did at one point think that it stopped at like 17 when I started using some drugs. But then as I've gotten above 31, I don't think that's true. I just think that your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until 31. And I just think there's a portion in time in which it stops.
Every time you say that, I just keep telling myself there's a chance.
There's a chance that you'll get there, dude.
Yeah.
Because I feel different about a lot of things than I used to. I never had racist thoughts. At one time, I guess I did think that gay was weird when I was a child. I remember when the Eminem Marshall Mathers LP came out, and he talked about gay people in it, and I just kind of took that as like, oh, okay, this is how I feel. But then as I grew up and I met gay people and I became friends with gay people, and I was like, there's fucking nothing different here. Same with as a kid, one of my very first best friends was a black kid when I lived in Columbus, Ohio, when I was like 4. And then I never even thought of anything different. I was just like, well, you know, whatever. He's not the same color, but what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And it's like, yeah, obviously that's the way it should be. And some people are not like that. And this is America, where they don't have to accept it because you have that freedom. We don't have to accept that they don't accept it, I guess. But where does that stop? We're just going to keep fucking fighting about it? Why don't we just forget about the people who fucking suck?
Dude, like,
You're not going to change them, right?
I don't think I ever felt really any, because whatever, I'm fucking Mexican. It's nothing, just they're everywhere. But like in California, everything's so fucking, how to explain it? There's so many different cultures out there, right? Like at schools and shit. Because I grew up at the schools out there. And I remember it was a bunch of different kids from different ethnicities, and everyone was cool. And it wasn't until I moved out here where people would be like, oh, your name's Juan, like you fucking beaner or whatever. Whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, one of my first best friends' name was Caesar.
It's like, what the fuck? Where am I, dude?
Caesar, Sergio, and then my friend Terrell, which he was not Mexican. He was a black kid. Those are like 3 of my best friends. And then Justin, I'm not going to say his last name because he actually became a white supremacist. I found out later. I looked on MySpace probably 10 years after I left, and his picture was him doing like the Hitler salute, you know, the Heil Hitler. So I was like, ooh, that's kind of, I dodged a bullet there. Luckily, I haven't talked to that guy in a decade. Holy shit. But that was a long time. That was when MySpace was like new, because I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to look up all my old friends.
He probably would have sent you a copy of like Mein Kampf or some shit.
I mean, I'd read it just to see what the fuck, but I don't think it's going to change my mind. You know, I don't think judging people by religion, especially Jewish people, because Jewish is like both a religion and an ethnicity. You know what I mean? And I've met a lot of Jewish people, and they're always so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And just genuinely nice fucking people.
Some weirdos, but
the guy that I got my marijuana card for, he's Jewish, and he's fucking great. Obviously, he's a good dude. He's a doctor. Used to be an OBGYN. So yeah, there's shitty people everywhere. That's the deal. Some people just suck, and it may not be anybody's fault but their own. They just don't know how to fucking deal with other people, and it doesn't have anything to do with what the chemical makeup of their skin is, if they have melanin or have no melanin. It doesn't make a fucking difference on your personality. If your personality's good, it doesn't matter what color you are. But if your personality's shit, we should be able to say, hey, you're a fucking prick.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about what the color of their fucking skin is.
It's like,
you shouldn't be a racist just because if some guy's black and he does a shitty thing, you can't be like, hey, fuck you. But if he was white, you could say whatever. It's like, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Treat everybody equally if you want everybody to be equal.
It's like kids. I
don't know. Is that too fucking, I'm going to get canceled for this?
It's like kids who like,
it's fine.
Kids who are raised in like hate, you know what I mean? Like their fucking parents are putting that kind of agenda out there, yeah, they're most likely gonna grow up to fucking hate certain people. You know what I mean? And I've seen that firsthand, because in California there's this family of brothers, and I remember them. Their fucking dad was a straight white supremacist, and like they were confused, right? Because they would talk to me and they'd fucking fuck with me, and they're like, I don't like. I remember they would like they'd be fucking with me and hanging out with me, and they'd stop and be like, "What the fuck? Wait a minute! Like my dad's told me to hate this fucking dude."
But then it's like, when you actually have real world experiences, that's why you're supposed to. That's why indoctrination, as far as religion's concerned, is so shitty. Because what if you grow up and you want to experience a different, even if it's just the culture within that religion, or the feeling of community when you're around that certain religion group. I don't tie into any religion. I don't believe in any of them. I don't believe in a higher power of any sort, but I also don't think you shouldn't do it. If it's does nothing but help you, fucking great. That doesn't make a fucking difference. You know what I mean? It's it's such a broad fucking topic to even get into, the whole equality and race and fucking political leanings and all this shit. It's those like the things they tell you not to talk about when you're drinking. Because religion and politics are like the two biggest fucking things. Now it's also, you got to add race. You also have to add fucking your ideas about anything. Like you can't even discuss science anymore without people being like, nope.
Oh fuck.
Nope, that's racist that you think that superposition that you can't be entangled with more than one object at one time. That's racist. You're fucking canceled because you observed a clockwise spinning neutron and I observed a counterclockwise spinning neutron. Like, fuck you, dude.
So pretty much like the basis of all this is we're living in a very fucked up like world right now, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
And it's probably has a lot to do with COVID is locking everybody inside, and all they have to do all day is fucking think.
Right.
We're not locked inside. We're going to work every day, and the outside world is all the fucking same, but it's all these people going insane on the internet. And it's not based in reality. They're developing their own fucking narratives to everybody else's thoughts. Like, oh, this is what that group thinks, this is what that group thinks, and this is how that whole scenario is going to go. You don't fucking know. Nobody knows. I don't know, and I never claim to know anything about it. I only know the things that are happening in my fucking life that I have control over, and that's the same with everybody else. And it's like putting the blame for the like riots and the Chaz Chop fucking bullshit thing out in Seattle, where they just started a police state out of their own. Like, they kick the police out just to become the police themselves and threaten violence upon other people. That's what happens when you get in power. You become that fucking cocksucker, because that's just how it works. Once you have that authority, some people, the authority gets to their head and turns them into fucking assholes. It just doesn't, it just trickles down the fucking line. But you know what? The only people we have control over are the kids that we fucking raise.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, all we can do is try to make them think or believe that everybody is supposed to be equal. That's the goal of this whole fucking thing. That's the goal of all these different people living on the continent together, is that they're all here. They all want the common thing, which is to live a happy and fulfilled life and have kids, or, you know, make money, whatever.
Children are so fucking innocent. They don't know what fucking hate is. They're not
know.
Gonna
inherently just pick a group of people based on something and be like, fuck that people. Fuck those people. People with long pinky nails, fuck you, dude.
Dude, like,
people with blonde hair, eat dicks.
You take your fucking kid to the park and there's other kids there, maybe one of them's a different ethnicity, they're gonna be like, oh shit, they got a sick ass toy. I want to go play with him. Like,
they're not going to give a fuck or notice the difference in their skin. I mean, even if they did notice, they're not going to be like, fuck you, dude, you're brown. That's
if I
gross.
saw that, I'd be like, well, damn. Okay.
Yeah, like, oh shit, I was wrong. I guess,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess they will hate. They will
Fuck.
hate it randomly.
Just
But
fucking
now,
out of nowhere.
I got to meet this guy's fucking Bambino today.
I'm a little white man.
He's got a velvet head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
It's weird because my kid's hair is curly and like thin. His kid's hair was really straight and it was already really fucking long. Like he had the emo like
yeah.
swoop coming down, and then the rest of it was all short, and it was like short up to here, and then it was just like bangs.
Yeah.
I was like, that's weird. It's like how Joe Dirt's like mustache and beard grew in a certain way. That's just his hair grew in like a scene kid.
And those fucking blue eyes, bro.
Yeah, I was like, that's gonna be fucking crazy. He's white. He's pretty white, like fair skinned.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he's gonna be able to tan well. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna have your ability to turn real fucking dark, but still have those blue eyes. Kid's gonna fuck.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
That kid's gonna fucking run through them.
I like to say that to the wife.
Yeah,
and
he's
she's always
fucking
like,
run
"Can
through
you just
fucking
let him be a kid?" I'm like, "He's still a kid." I'm
Yeah.
just
in
predicting that
in like
he's-
15 years he's gonna be running through diapers. I mean, no way. He'll be out of diapers by then. Hopefully,
oh fuck.
he'll be running through fucking 16-year-old vag by
Yeah.
that point. You know what I mean? Because they're just gonna be like obsessed with the blue eyes.
See, but then she likes to bring up like, okay, what about Roxy? I'm like, oh fuck you.
Yeah, that's no good. Nope. She's gonna be a virgin until
Yeah.
she's married. So that's the same with my daughter. She's 12, and she's a gorgeous girl. She's very tall, thin, blue eyes, blonde hair. Like, I don't want to ever get a call or a text from her saying, "Oh, I've got a boyfriend."
Oh fuck.
I'm just kind of fingers crossed that she's a lesbian. So I'm just kind of, I raised her gay, you know, it's not I'm raising her gay.
Yeah.
It's not a popular thing, but I, decided I'd try it out.
Dude.
Has
Like-
nothing to do with the fact that she's a girl, just my first kid, wanted to raise her gay. You know what I mean?
My older brother and my niece, like, they've got such a really like tight relationship. But I think it's so funny because like she's dating now and has got a boyfriend. She's 16, but like still.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's been so close with her all her life, you know what I mean? And like he has to split custody with the mom and shit. But like she tells him everything. And I'm like, I don't like, yeah, I want my kids to tell me everything. But like if they could just leave a little bit
just
out.
edit it, you got to
Yeah,
edit
yeah.
it for dad.
Yeah,
you know what I
like-
mean? Maybe you could tell your mom.
And she could break
But
it down.
I'm not trying to hear about like jerking off
I
some
don't-
kid. Like I remember what was going on when I was 16, and I don't want to hear about. I'm just gonna pretend.
I'm just gonna pretend we didn't have this conversation.
I'm gonna pretend she's a virgin till the day she dies, or at least till the day I die.
I'm gonna pretend we didn't have this conversation, even though it's gonna be on the episode. So
Yeah, I'll just bleep it all out.
Beep,
People will
beep,
just be
beep.
like, "What the fuck is?" Or I'll just like talk over it. I'll just yell something
Yeah,
about like
it's just
fucking,
gonna be a giant beep, and then us at the end. Oh, for real right now, Lucky?
Yeah, he just sat on your. Oh, he's fucking a bear, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
This guy's dog is fucking the shit out of a bear. Oh yeah, did you guys notice? I know a lot of you aren't watching. You're just listening because that's the way podcasts usually are. We're in a different spot. I brought my stuff over here,
Yeah.
and
And the mirror's crooked.
this
which-
is. You can't really tell in the video. It
Yeah.
looks straight, but this is for sure fucking crooked.
yeah.
But this is Juan's parental unit's house.
I'm pretty sure we've had this fucking mirror, which is super random again.
Looks Persian.
We've had this fucking mirror since I was a baby.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like a mirror that
Yeah.
came from the 90s.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Same with that China
'Cause
cabinet over there.
I think I had that exact same mirror at some point in the 90s, and then I probably broke it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Had it fucking ever.
Is there anything else we were going to talk about? Steve-O's special was really good. I got to watch it.
Oh my god, it was
gnarly.
fucking great.
I'm a big stand-up comedy fan. I read Louis C.K.'s Sincerely probably one of the best specials he's ever done. It's fucking phenomenal.
Dude, the whole multimedia concept, like what he was talking about.
Kevin Hart did it like that.
fucking
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not
Dude,
as
it was so
good.
fucking perfect. Like,
Yeah, I heard a lot about it. But yeah, him, Mark Norman's new special, Out to Lunch, was great. Joe List's I Hate Myself is fucking great. Sam Morrill, I've Got This, really good. Size 38 Waist from Chris DiStefano. I got to watch Giannis Papas's new one. Just came out a couple days ago. Anything to say, Lucky? No? All right. So yeah, check out those stand-up specials. Check out the other episodes. Listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're finally on Google Podcasts. They got us up there like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but we're up there now. We're on Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, fucking everywhere on 7 different platforms and YouTube.
Yeah.
So there's no excuses. No scusi.
Yeah,
okay?
We want to start getting, I know this is what we've been talking about it, but we want to start getting fucking
no scrubs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no scrubs in.
I'm wearing my TLC no scrub shirt for who's listening. Oh yeah, we're trying to get a guest on. I sent him a message. I have my wife was friends with this person, and he has transitioned from female to male. I've only sat down with one person prior that was female and transitioned to male, but it was in a bar setting. It was a long time ago. I didn't really get to ask a lot of questions. So I hit this person up, and I'm hoping to get him on here to be able to ask a good amount of questions, get down to the brass tacks, and just get that out there. So this whole chunk of information is condensed and with good audio for everybody to understand. So people that don't quite understand how the whole thing works, like from the idea popping into your head until the execution of it, you know what I mean? Going through the entire process, how the whole thing comes about. So I just think it would be really helpful for a lot of fucking people, including myself and him, to get this kind of person they've had a completely different life.
Right.
So in that aspect, it'd be good to have anybody on the podcast just to talk, because everybody's had a different go at it.
That's a lot of the reasons I feel like it'd be, I want to have guests on too, because everybody has legitimately lived
a different
life.
So yeah, it's going to happen. I am going to be starting my other podcast called I Hope There Is Comedy in Hell. I'm going to have Juan on there to talk about some stuff. It's going to be strictly a comedy nerd podcast, talking about, because I'm trying to write stand-up comedy. I'm going to start getting into doing open mics and stuff like that. So I want to kind of start this so I can start talking to a lot of other stand-up comics and comedy fans, talking about specials, influences, premises, joke structures, all this different stuff. I've already got 2 people on the list of professional comedians that said they would come by. That being Eric Helwig, who is on America's Got Talent. He's got a podcast as well called Call in the Backups. It's a comedy podcast, but it's also about backup quarterbacks from the NFL. And then Dustin Hadlock, which his podcast is called, I don't fucking remember what his podcast is called, but he was out in LA for a while doing open mics and stuff like that. So he will be an interesting guest. I'm trying to find. Oh, I just saw him. There he is. Podcast of Destiny. That's what Dustin Hadlock's podcast is called. So I look forward to talking to those guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to start hopefully recording that within the next week. And I'll have him on. I've got a couple other friends that are big comedy fans to talk about some specials. But yeah, other than that, check out all the rest of our shit. Watch it, listen, suck dicks,
Yeah.
eat butts. Don't forget to tongue shovel the stink ditch. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
We out of here, dude.
Peace.